Okay, let's welcome Ben Campbell and Bubba Watson, captain of RangeGoats GC. Welcome, guys. Bubba, I'll start with you. You were the winning team captain here in Singapore in 2023, albeit with a different looking RangeGoats lineup. How does it feel to return to a place where you've had success before as a team? And what's your mindset heading into this year's LIV Golf Singapore event?
Yeah, our mindset is to win. Lifting that trophy, only trophy the RangeGoats have had. So it was nice. It was nice to have a guy winning the tournament. Makes the team a lot better. So it's up to Ben to do that this week. You know, it's one of those things where golf is very difficult. And so, you know, getting all four guys to play well or well enough to win is very tricky, very tough, especially in weather like this where it just gets hot, wears you out sometimes, especially if you had a stressful round. And so we're looking forward to the challenge. I think Ben's excited. I think our team's excited this year, all some new guys. And so it's been fun. And we've been close this year. So we're looking good, but we just got to get the ball to go in the hole a little bit faster.
Bubba, off the course, you've had some time to explore Singapore this week. The RangeGoats had a boat tour in the Marina Bay. What are some of your impressions of the city? What's some of your favorite things about coming here to Singapore?
It's beautiful. When you think about first of all, like looking out these windows behind y'all, is all the ships, all the different cargo that's coming through here. You know, this is a mecca when it comes to finance, when it comes to shipping. And so when you think about the architect, the buildings, the history of this place and what it's meant to the world, it's pretty special to be here. And, you know, we've always talked about my kids as they get older coming to places like this just to experience it and to see it. So it's pretty neat to say that a guy from Baghdad, Florida, has been around the world and been to Singapore a few times now. So it's an honor and a privilege to be here and see what goes on around here. Not just the golf, but the other parts of the community.
Awesome. Ben, as one of the new players joining LIV Golf this season, coming through Asian Tour and International Series ranks, can you just share some of your experiences of LIV Golf so far? How's that transition been for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I've been obviously lucky to have a really friendly team, and everyone's welcomed me in, and just sort of made me feel part of the team from day one. So that's obviously been a big help. I think, you know, obviously being as a reserve out here last year, I sort of knew what I was in for. But yeah, it's been great to obviously play here in Singapore, you know, not too far away from home, a place where I've, you know, played a lot of golf over the years. And yeah, I'm just enjoying my time out here so far. And obviously, you know, I feel like the game hasn't quite been where I want it. So yeah, hopefully we can turn that around this week.
Ben, you've played much of your career so far on the Asian Tour. You finished second in the Order of Merit last year. You've won twice previously on the International Series. How does that experience prepare you for this Asian leg of the league, competing in Hong Kong last week, Singapore this week, Korea's coming up as well?
Yeah, I think this is probably one of my favourite courses in Asia. I, you know, love coming here. It's always an amazing condition. You know, what Bubba said before, it's just an incredible city. You always have a good week here. Food's amazing. Yeah, so I think, you know, playing on these surfaces up here has definitely helped. You know, I'm used to the humidity and played a lot in the heat up here. So I think, you know, it's always nice when you're on a similar time zone to home and it's the travel's a lot easier. So yeah, really looking forward to the week.
Awesome. We'll open up to media.
Bubba, it's a bit of an origins question, I suppose. Sorry if you've been asked this before, but I just wonder when it came to Ben, whether it was the Saudi International performance in particular last year that caught your eye, or if you'd been monitoring his progress during the International Series, or you know, how did you end up signing him?
Yeah, I got two answers for that. The first one, the easy one, is if you look at his career, you know, he had some hiccups, some injuries, I guess we'll call it injuries and stuff. And so he's played well. So he played well before his injuries, then he's played well after that. And when you look at his record on the Asian Tour, it sells itself. You don't have to look very far to see what he's done over the last few years. And so then the real thing for me, though, is personality. Who he is as a person, who he is as a man. I wanted somebody that was fun, that was in on the team, and I wanted a competitor, but I wanted a good guy. I wanted a guy that fit in well with us and what we're about and what we want to do off the course. And so that was the first and foremost. His golf's going to take care of itself. He's a good enough player. And I thought giving him a shot, he's still young enough and he's been through some battles. But to give him a shot, I thought it was a no-brainer. Our team was all on board. But his personality is really what sold it. And I'm not saying he's a bad golfer. That's not what I'm just saying his personality was easily fits the GOATs.
Thanks, Bubba. And,
Yep.
and Ben, just a question for you about working week in, week out with Bubba as captain, and how that will help your game.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, we're only a few weeks in now, so I think as the year goes on, it's great being around someone of Bubba, who's won as many times as he has. I think just playing practice rounds, seeing different shots. I feel like our practice rounds have. Everyone gets on really well. We've had some great team dinners, and I think it's nice. It can be a lonely sport, traveling the world, and I think that's the cool thing that I've enjoyed. And I feel like we all get on really well. There's a bit of banter at dinners and things like that, and that's on the practice range as well. And I think it makes it easy to train, and if everyone's enjoying themselves and having a good time, well, then it's easier to work a little bit harder and things like that, which. I think it's a cool team dynamic.
Thank you.
So, how does the new lineup with Ben? How does this how would you tackle your game plan for this golf course this week?
Well, adding Ben, we looked at the schedule and we looked at the first part of the schedule and saw that the way that Ben plays his game, the courses. Fit him pretty nicely, and obviously this is one of them. As he said, it's one of his favorite courses. It's always in perfect condition, like he said. Greens are the best I've seen in a long time this week. And so it fits his game. I think that the other three, we have to hit more fairways this week. We can hit it far, but we got to hit it straight. And so, he's the anchor this week. He's the guy that hits the fairways. No pressure, but he's played well. Going into this tournament, we can all, one shot here or there. I think he's top 20 in how many? 2 of the 3?
Yeah.
So he's top 20 in 2 of the 3, or top 24, whatever that is. And so he's right there. And so, we looked at the schedule. Again, his golf takes care of itself, his personality, but knowing that the first half of the schedule definitely fit him playing the areas he's played over the last few years. And so strategy, just beat the heat somehow and then ride him and let him keep playing well.
Hi guys, could you guys just share your thoughts, on the introduction of the new pathways for LIV golfers onto some of the majors, and maybe for Bubba, is it a chance for you do you see it as a chance for you to kind of add to the 2 Masters events that you've won?
Yeah, I think that any chance we have to get into the majors, get all of us playing together again, it's always a good thing. My thoughts have always been we should just go off of our points list or our money list and have 15 guys from LIV be in all the majors, the top 15 from the year before. That's what I've always said. I've said it since day one. And so, but this is a start. This is a start in the right direction that people recognize that LIV is here to stay. And that LIV is it's not going anywhere, and it's only getting better. And so, the majors are seeing that, and the majors realize for that 1 week that they have an event, they need us to join in there and play, so we can get some media attention, but also show how good LIV is and what team sport is all about.
Yeah, I think for me it's exciting. Obviously, I've only played the 1 major and would love to play more. So, it's these next few weeks are really important, and try and finish up the leaderboard and climb the standings is it's exciting. You play well and you're in some of the best tournaments in the world and the majors. So it's I think it's great.
One for you, Bubba. Can you share your thoughts on the growing YouTube golf scene, seeing as the likes of a lot of the LIV players like Bryson on that track?
Say it again. Sorry.
Like your thoughts on the growing YouTube golf scene.
Yeah, I think it's great. Anytime that you can, social media, YouTube, it's all in the same bucket. But if you can put out videos and do things like that, you're just going to draw younger crowds to the game around the world. And so with us playing around the world and bringing the excitement of golf around the world now, it only enhances the game, and it gets people want to be involved in it, to see crazy shots, hitting shots over the house and trying to hold it. And, you know, it's different for me. I did those videos when I was a kid. I did those videos when I first started out on social media. And now that I have a family and now that I have a wife of 21 years, it's a little different. I can't have cameras follow me around everywhere. But yeah, the young guys, yeah, for sure. It's great for them to do that. You know, we still try to do some videos here and there on my account, but Bryson's taken it to a whole new level that I never even dreamed of. And so good on him, me, because we are here trying to grow the game and get young people involved, and he's doing a great job of it.
Yeah, I think carrying on from that, I think, you know, especially in places like where New Zealand, Australia, since COVID, there's a lot of people sort of my age and younger playing golf, and if it means that they're watching YouTube and that keeps them playing the game and we get more people playing the game, then I think it's amazing. I think it, you know, sort of on what LIV is as well, if, you know, there's sort of certain people that, you know, really, really attracted to the product here, and if they can be attracted to YouTube and we can get more people playing the game, I think that's incredible.
Couple from Mike.
I wanted to get your thoughts, both of you, on the par 5 fourth hole, which has the trees there. I don't know if you have to navigate those on your second shot, but can you just kind of walk us through your process of playing that hole?
I'm going to go first. Yes. We have different strategies, I bet. So for me, it's very narrow with the 3-wood off the tee. A lot of guys are hitting 3-woods. You'll see that this week, unless the wind is into the wind or something like that, something crazy. But so for me, I take a driver over those bunkers and try to cut it. Like I call it just like an easy cut, dink cut, whatever you want to call it, and hit it out there as far as I can in the fairway. And I just play through those trees. I hit a shot through the trees and just try to work it through there if it's in the fairway. So that's how I play. Because I try to take the bunkers out of play and hit it down there. And if I get really behind a tree and I can't play the shot or it's in the rough, then I just play like a normal par 5, just chip down the fairway and then hit it on the green from there. Yeah. So I take my chances on the trees.
Have you ever? You haven't hit a tree yet, or there's not really low-hanging branches there, so is it fairly easy to navigate?
I mean, for me, maybe. I don't know about you, but no, I mean, you can get stymied behind, because there's enough of them. There's what, 10, 15 trees, maybe 15. So you can get behind them. I've hit some wayward shots in the water there, for sure. For sure I have.
Ben?
Yeah, I've always, a few times I have hit 3-wood when it's downwind. I always just try and, I think it's like, from memory, it's about 270 metres. Just, yeah. So yeah, maybe 265 metres, where there's like a gap. So as long as I'm sort of short of that. So normally I just sort of hit an easy driver down there, and if I've got to, I can sort of cut one round. But for me, it's driver. I take quite an aggressive line there, and yeah, I've sort of played that hole a lot here. And as Bubba said, if you end up and I hit it too far, there's still holes through the trees, and if worse comes to worse, you can just wedge it up and play as a 3-shotter. So for me, I normally hit driver off there.
And Ben, I did want to ask you about the reserve playoff that we had earlier this week. Obviously, you were reserve out here last year. Just curious what your thoughts are about that playoff.
Yeah, I suppose it's we didn't have that last year at all, and you know, looked like obviously John played great and got the spot. So I suppose the other two guys have had chances for the Ironheads this year, and yeah, I think who knows if some of the other teams are going to do it more in the future.
And one last question from me. Bubba, you talked about you guys went out to the Bay this week. Last week you went out to the Jockey Club, and it seems very important for you guys to kind of experience the city as opposed to just coming in and playing golf. Do you think back in the day, maybe in your 20s or any golfer in their 20s, they're so focused on golf that they don't think about maybe outside the ropes, and have you kind of evolved into like embracing the entire experience as a professional golfer?
It's a great question. No, in my 20s, I did a lot of things. I had more energy back then. Me and my wife, we didn't have kids back then, so we did a lot of things. We went out to dinner and sightseeing, I guess you'd say. But now it's different. You know, you want to go do things as a team. You do things as a team to kind of just bond and know who we're battling for, you know, trying to win the tournament for each other. And, you know, we still got some young guys on the team. Matthew Wolff pretty young, and so we got to get him out of his shell and try to get him to experience life and see other parts of the world. And so it's been fun. But, yeah, in my 20s, it was easier. It was easier to get out of bed and go sightseeing and do things on a day where I could have a day off or practice in the morning and then go in the afternoon.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, gents. Thank you very much. Good luck this week.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you very much.